Welcome to the Matt Beck Podcast. Woke up this way. He's got a lot of cool stuff he's gonna show you today. The latest news, industry topics, and business tips. For all hairstylists and salon owners, it's time to flip the script. Grab your precision scissors, barber combs, and swivel twist razors. Let's cut a bob, a quick shag, pixie cut with a little bit of flavor. Check out the live classes, product reviews, let's rock on. Don't forget to check out freesaloneducation.com. I woke up this way. It's gonna be a great day. Chop it, clip it, spray it, flip it. I woke up this way.
What's up? Welcome, guys. Welcome to the show. Super excited today to bring you guys another class. So I see you guys logging in on the chat. Thank you guys so much. Definitely a couple things I want you guys to do before we get started. Here's the first thing. And Lynn, I want to figure out what you're talking about because I see you in the chat talking about your client. So let's have a conversation. Super fun. All right. So if you're new to the show, type new in the chat. Today we're going to be doing a haircut. Super excited to share that with you guys. Also, if you have a question, type Q, then put your question. So as we go through this whole thing, as we're doing the class together, just type Q, put your question, and then I can see it easily in the chat. So thank you guys for that. And then the last thing, obviously, that I tell you guys every single class is share the show. So just share it on whatever platform you're watching from. Just hit that share button, hit the like button as well. That is how we grow the show, so I really appreciate that. All right, what's up? Let's see. We got Nadine. She's new today. Very cool. Some new peeps on Twitter. Periscope, good to see you. Teresa, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Joyce, what's up? Adrian, good morning. Snowden, good to see you. Ashley, what's up? Kristen, Lynn. All right, cool. Indonesia, what's up? Blanca, good to see you. So a lot of people that are familiar names in the chat. I love that part about this class, that I get to know you guys and I get to see you guys pretty much every day. So every day we do this show at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's the goal, depending on what's going on in life. But it's Wednesday today, so we're going to do some hair cutting together. Also, I want to update you guys on the color that we did in the last class on Monday. So we did this blonding technique. We used free play. We did a balayage lightener technique. So I want to update you guys on what that looks like. That's what we're going to be cutting today. And then also let you guys in on a little secret of something that I did in between then and now to even make it look better. So I want to share that with you guys because we're an open book here and I'm not going to hide anything from you guys. So, all right. So good morning to everyone. Again, if you have a question, type Q, then put your question so I can see it. And Gladys, just to answer your question, today we're going to be doing some haircuts. A lot of new names. That's right, Lynn. A lot of new names. So again, if you're new, type new in the chat so that we can see that. And everybody that is OGs of the show that's been watching this show since the beginning, we're 30 episodes in now. So everybody that's been watching it forever would love to say hello to you and get to know you. Also, fun thing that we do, type your Instagram in the chat as well so that people can follow each other and we can build this community. And go to FSE Now. I don't think I have that on here. FSE Now is our app. It's an online community for hairdressers. You can go on there, build a profile, watch all these education videos, get alerts when we go live, all that stuff. So make sure you do that. Serena, good to see you. Let's see. Kalela? That's a cool name. Autumn, good to see you. Welcome. All right, cool. All right, guys. So we're going to get started with the class. So what do you guys want to see today? I'm thinking a long, kind of a medium length, long bob is what I'm thinking about cutting. And I'm going to cut that with a razor today. I will go over this color, obviously, when I finish it. I'm going to I'll show the color to you guys and you'll get to see the end result of last class that we did. And then again, there's a step that I did to take it a little bit further. So I wanted to pop even more brightness in the front. So I'll show you guys what I did with that as well. All right. So to get started, and I'll zoom in a second, but I want to talk to you guys first. Let's get some good vibes on here. Cool. All right. So again, I could see your chat right in front of my face. So if you have questions during the class, make sure you post them. This class is all about you, about what you want to learn. I like answering the questions as I'm going. Keeps things fresh, keeps things going. I don't want to just answer them at the end. So if you have a question while I'm going, let me know. let's see. Lynn, I used the Donald Scott razor on my client and we did a shag. Love the razor. That's awesome, Lynn. Very, very cool. So today, so we have a few different choices. I'm going to talk about that for a sec. Let me see if I can. All right, so Shop FSE. So on our shop, all the tools that I'm using in this class, and please, as people log in and start asking this question, because they're going to ask a lot, because they're going to catch up, they're going to catch the class later than you guys. This is the Donald Scott carving comb. We have 3 different versions. We have a one with a comb. So we have the carving comb wide, has wide teeth. Let me zoom in a little bit. Here we go. All right, so we have a carving comb wide. It has wide teeth. We have a carving comb fine. It has fine teeth. What a carving comb is it has a 100% cutting side and a 50% carving side. So you cut 100% of the hair if you want to create a look. And then if you want to remove weight, you have the 50% cutting side that you can switch to it. Now, this is going to be a full razor cut today for the most part. I might do some dry detail work with a scissor. But the reason a carving comb was developed was to be able to have a scissor in your hand, comb the hair, right? Cut through it, and then use a razor tool at the same time. So you could use all these different tools in one hand. That's the beauty of the carving comb. Today, we're only going to be doing a razor cut. So I'm going to be using the Donald Scott twist. Now, the biggest difference between the twist and the carving comb is this side cuts 25% instead of 50%. So that's the biggest difference. It's got a swivel bottom, so you can put your finger in there and then use this razor like a typical razor. It's also a little smaller, so anytime I'm trying to do a little bit more precision work, I use the twist. Now, if it's not in stock on our store, I don't know. If it's not in stock, then just wait a little bit. We got them in, so we'll have them available for you guys soon if you want to purchase one. They're $39, so that's totally up to you guys. If you have a razor, then you're good to go, so don't worry about it. The biggest difference with this one is that it has the 2 different sides. Okay, so let's get into the class here. Let me get this off here. Here we go. And got that going. All right, so what I'm going to do to section off this cut, and I know she has dark hair, I have a dark jacket. We're going to work through that together. I will try my best to make sure that I show you guys everything I'm doing. Just watch my comb, watch everything. If your camera or your video feed is a little darker than somebody else's. So I'm going to comb this straight back. Now, why don't you post in the chat right now? Do you want to see a side parting haircut or do you want to see a center parting haircut? You guys let me know in the chat and we will move forward from there. I really want to customize this class for you guys. First one's going to win. Is it going to be side or center? Side or center? Side. Winners. Everybody's saying side. Perfect. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to do a left-hand side parting. I'm not going to go super deep because the color technique that we put on this thing is kind of for a center, but it'll be okay because I worked it all the way through. So you can see that brightness pop in the front. That's from our a bit of our color technique the other day, and then the additional technique that I threw in there yesterday. So, all right. So now I got a side parting. So that's going to be my basis. Now, we've talked about this before. Biggest difference between a haircut with a center parting and a haircut with a side parting is that now I'm working with 2 different densities. I've got light density on this side because that's where the part is. So less hair on this side than I do on this side. So anytime I have that going on, I just want to be aware of it. So as I section this out, I'm going to focus on that. Now, I'm going to do similar sectioning to our haircut we did a few episodes ago. That was the layered haircut, because all I'm trying to do is whenever I have a side parting cut, I'm going to basically do the same sectioning because I'm sectioning off the round of the head. So I'm going to comb over towards the recession point, and I'm going to draw my line, wrap it around to the edge of the eyebrow, just like that. So now I'll comb this hair up. and I'll show you guys a 360 view of this section in 1 second. There we go. Very cool. All right, so now once I get that section, I'm going to twist it up and away, just like that, and I'll slide my clip into the hair in the direction that the hair is spinning, and that helps section it off. Now, somebody had a question about what type of doll head I'm using. So Nina, this is a Pivot Point Erica mannequin. It's one of my favorite mannequins. They also have the Diane, who's a blonde version of Erica, same face, just different hair color. I like both of those because Erica, if my knowledge is correct, has a bit tinier head than a typical mannequin or even human. So it's great for practicing because depending on what you're trying to get out of your mannequin, for me, I just want to be able, when I'm teaching, get through a haircut a little bit quicker. Some of you guys might want to take a little bit longer, so maybe get a bigger head. But Erica works really well as an educator to teach. So, all right, now as I move over, so now I've got this section, which is the heavy side separated, right? So here's the parting, and here is where my section came to. And let me turn so you can see. So it's a U-shaped section from the parting right here, and it wraps around the head this way to get to that front hairline and right at that recession point. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue that U-shape around just like this to get to that recession point on this side. So it's just a sliver of section out of the top. I like to create symmetrical sections in my cut, even though it's going to have an asymmetrical result because this is the amount of density we're working with on the top on this side, and this is the amount of density we're working with on the top on the other side. So obviously this just keeps me aware of what's going on. So now we've got a horseshoe section on the top. I'm aware of what each side has based on density. And now I can work evenly through the bottom. So again, like I said at the beginning, I'm going to be cutting a long bob. So this is going to be a medium length haircut. Really not even, let's not even consider it really in the bob family. It's just going to be a shattered edge, longer, medium length haircut with nice seamless layers. All right. Let's see. Any questions so far? Let's see. Mouse is like, what is the name of the razor? Sorry, I missed it. So, and then Tiffany's got a good question as well. So here's the thing, guys. So the razor, I'm going to talk about that. I'll give my shear recommendations at the end because I'm going to cut with a scissor as well when we get it dry. This is the twist razor. You can get it on our shop, shopfse.com. So if you're looking for a new razor, it's $39. Super awesome razor because of the fact that it has the 2 cutting sides. Also, super strong blade, so you get a really nice glide and slip to the hair. Now, I'm also going to use Donald Scott Prepare, which is a great a liquid tool glide for razoring. So as I spray that in, it conditions the hair, but it gives it slip. So we talk about razor damage, all of those different things. I don't really believe if you have a fresh blade that you're going to damage the hair, but if you spray Donald Scott Prepare in there, you get an extra slip, extra condition in the hair, and it really helps keep it healthy. Okay, so now, that's a great question, Alexander. So now we're going to get into the cut. I'm actually going to go back a little bit here. Okay, let me brighten it up too. Should be good. Okay. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working the base, and then I'll talk about the angle for Alexander at which I'm holding the razor as we go into cut. So I'm going to section vertical parting straight down center back. I'll comb that over. Do the same thing on the opposite side. spin this so you can see. So just like that. And then I'm going to work from the occipital bone over to behind the ear. So we'll just go straight over. Like that. And then I'm going to comb the hair nice and tight over. See if I can spin. Yeah, like that. So I'll comb everything over nice and tight. I'll even switch to the tight teeth of the comb. This is a YS Park 332 comb. I like the wide teeth when I'm cutting. This type of cut, it's got a little bit more movement to it. Doesn't need a ton of tension. So I mix it up. I use a wide tooth comb. Now I've got that combed over, and I'm going to slide a clip up underneath. Just like that, clip it away. And now we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side right here. So I'll comb everything in the direction it's going, just like this, and then I work from the occipital bone directly to behind the ear. And then I take the fine teeth of the comb, and I comb and push it away from me, nice and tight to the head, and then I will clip it away. Okay. So now I'm going to cut the baseline. And let's see. I do know that there are questions coming. If I don't see your question, it's obviously I have a scrolling chat happening here. So I see that some people are asking questions. What I'll do is I'll go back through them real quick. That's why it's so important to put a Q in front of your question. So just put Q, then post your question. That way when I'm scanning back up, I just see that Q first, and I know there's a question there and not just you guys talking to each other, which is great as well. So just put a Q and then ask your question there. Okay. So we're going to work through the back, and then I'll go through, find some questions, and then we'll continue to the top. So key things here. I'm going to use the 100% cutting side of the razor. I want to bring out and elevate the hair slightly. So I could, because we're working with the head shape that looks like this, right? So it kind of goes out this way, then up and around. So we have to understand what angle we're working with. So I want to diffuse this. I want to layer it a little bit more than I want to graduate it at this point. Two different things you can do with a razor. When you're cutting with a razor, you can not elevate the hair, and you can work this razor in an up and down motion like this. And the more you move it up and down, the more it layers the hair instead of elevating it. So actually, let me just share with you guys this little tip here. So if you watch, I'm going to cut this a little longer than I'm going to do the rest of the haircut. If I go right here and I actually work this razor up and down at about like, let's say 3 inches up and down that way. Now watch when I elevate it like this, and you can see the angle that we pretty much created. So it's just like cutting. Oh, here. So it's just like cutting and elevating the hair to there, right? So there's really no difference. But you're going to have a more shattered edge because it's like elevating the hair. So it's like layering the hair. So you can either do it that way, or you can hold the hair up like this, and you can slide in and cut that way. It doesn't really matter. You're going to get similar. It's kind of like cutting. I think it just started pouring down rain outside. So it's just like cutting hair horizontally or cutting hair vertically. There really isn't a difference. The biggest difference is what technique you're comfortable with when you go in and cut. So that's what you want to focus on. That's what you need to focus on. All right. Got to get a little music in my ear because all I hear is rain. It's bumming me out. All right. So, you go a little closer here. Perfect. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to elevate the hair out. I've got about a 1-inch section in the middle here, and I'm going to go through, and I'm going to cut with about a 1-inch back and forth motion here. Work my way through there. So now, starts to bevel up a little bit, starts to create almost like a layered effect towards the bottom. I'm going to go through and clean that up with my scissor later on. I'm actually going to switch sides because I think you guys will be able to see it better this way. Yas. Okay. So now I move to the next section. It's going to be slight diagonal forward, parting. Take things into our own hands with the focus. Perfect. All right. So I bring everything back to that section. So stationary guide, and I'm just going to work my cut through. It's like a tornado outside. Where did that come from? I'm from Illinois, so now I live near Philadelphia. Let me back this out so you guys can see where we're at. We'll go through this together. So I'm from Illinois, and it's super bright. And the funny thing is, like, I have a little bit of, just bad memories. Even Christina's calling me. She's like, yeah, not good. So I think it's going through. But, yeah, I get a little freaked out about bad weather. I'd probably be in the basement crying right now. Not really. Christina just texted me. Are you okay? It's very windy. Hang on. This is real life, people. Hang on. Then I'll continue the class. Yes. Are you okay? Something's always got to go wrong. It was literally fine outside a little bit ago. Okay. All right. Okay, she's good. I'm live. Good Lord. All right. Never a dull moment, guys. Never a dull moment. Okay. So this is a little bit easier because it's almost like a live class. I know it's not as close in. If I need to get close in, I will. But I like being able to kind of interact with you guys as well. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Everything's fine, guys. For real. It's just got a little crazy out there. Okay. So now I overdirect everything back to the center. That'd be great internet footage if something really happened. We go viral in a second, guys. I had a tornado through my yard years ago, and we never get tornadoes. Oh, thanks, Kathy. That really, we never get them here either, but you never know. Don't be surprised if the power goes out or something. So I should really just get to work on this cut. Okay, so same thing. So this is the side that we just cut here. So you can see how it kind of builds up a weight. Definitely shattered throughout the bottom. Now I want to do the same thing on the opposite side. So bring it over here. I'm going to start my parting, my diagonal forward parting through it. And now the biggest thing that's going to switch here is my hands are now going to be pointed towards the ground. So over here, I was like this. And the point of that is, and I've talked about this a lot, but this is such an important thing in cutting hair, is that you should always be combing the new hair into the guide or doing the same thing you did on the opposite side. So on the opposite side, I was pushing the new hair into the middle. So now I want to push the new hair into the middle as well. So as I go through here, I bring it up into my hand just like this. And I cut through. So start to get that same line. So again, bring it into the middle. And I work through. So about a 1-inch pass back and forth with that razor. There we go. And what is this creating for us, guys? What do you guys think it is? So what kind of shape are we creating? Where are we pushing that weight? Let me know in the chat. Okay. Now I'm going to lift the hair up a little bit. And we're going to start working one side. So you can see how it's starting to bevel a little bit. I don't want it to bevel a lot because it's going to be a long bob. So this is going to be the shortest point, and now it's going to get a little bit longer towards the front there. So Gianna is asking, do you have a shop? I know it's occipital bone. I say occipital bone because I'm from Iowa. And that's how we pronounce it. We also say a lot of other things weird. I'm just kidding. So Gianna's asking if I have a shop. Yeah. So me and my wife own a salon in PA, and I'm in it right now. I mean, it's down the hall. This is a studio that we have for just doing classes, but we have a salon right down the hall, and it's not open. It hasn't been open for almost 3 months, but we do have a salon. All right. So diagonal forward section again, bringing it to the middle. You can see your guide coming through there, just like that. And now I'm going to work and cut that down. Now this line is basically going to grow straight out like this. So I'm going to work the line straight up. I'm not going to keep following the head shape. So I continue diagonal forward, bringing everything back to that center point here. There we go. Crazy out there. All right. Still working that line. So I see that line, and that's what I want to cut. So now I'm going to keep over directing everything back to that center point. That's going to push a lot of weight to the front. This haircut really works the best with a razor because there's so much over direction in this. And I'm going to go in with a scissor at the end when we dry it, but I want to just push as much of this weight forward as I can. Nina, yes, you can rewatch the classes whenever you want. Download the FSE Now app. You can watch them on there. You can also watch them on YouTube, but the app is an easy way to find all the different classes. So it's just kind of an organized version of what YouTube is. Okay, so that is our first side. So you can see, let me zoom in a little bit for you. So you can see how it kind of like has the highest point here, the shortest point, and then it gets longer towards the front. We're going to shatter that up with scissors later. It's already pretty shattered, but we're going to make more sense of it with scissors later. Now I'm going to work the opposite side. So let me spin her around here. There we go. All right, so here it is. So I let out this section. Diagonal forward parting, bring it to the center. So there I can see, there's my guide, it falls out. So then I just start working that razor through. There we go. Diagonal forward to the center. Follow that guide. And this is the great thing about having the sections balanced on both sides. So I obviously wouldn't bring in this little sliver. I'm going to do something a little bit different with that. But the rest of the sides and the back, I'm cutting all of that the same. Wow, I can't speak. Cutting all of that the same through it. I'll bring the rest of this back here. There we go. One more time. Another thing with razoring, you still don't want to go past your second knuckle. And that might sound crazy because a lot of us are told that second knuckle is to not cut ourselves. But it has a lot to do with the tension. And if I try to hold this all in my hand, I'm not going to cut this, but as I push down, I have tension. Then once I get to this last little bit, I lose that tension totally. So I end up with a longer piece. So I got to recomb it and bring it back to me and then have it in my the best part of my hand to get the best result. Which is from that second knuckle and up. That's where I get that tension. And then I go through and I cut. So now you can see we're getting that long bob shape and effect. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let down just like this. The weak side. I'm going to bring it into the hair here. And here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to comb it down just like this. I'm going to bring it back. I'm not going to over direct it all back. What I want to do is keep some of that density in it. So I don't want to layer it at all. I just want to go through and cut to blend that into the side that we've created already. Comb that down. And then I can do a slide with this 25% cutting side from just below mid shaft here and just slide that 25% side through. I'm gonna do that twice to really break up that bottom. So that creates the first side, the weak side. Now we're gonna go in and I'm gonna do a little bit different technique with this heavy side here. Is that a square cut bob? No, this would be more of a triangular. If we're talking triangle, square, circle, this would be more of a triangular bob. All right, so now I'm gonna break this up into a few different sections. So I got my first one. I'm gonna bring this in. And now I'm gonna go a little bit higher. So I'm gonna blend this first. Blend it to the bottom. Just like that. That's the great thing about a razor tool is that you can draw what you want that line to look like through it, okay? So now I draw that, then I go through here and I go 25% cutting side, but now I'm gonna go halfway through and just really work that into the cut twice per section. So now I've got one section, and I grab another one. There's my parting. I'm going to break this in half. Oh. Twist this, leave it, bring this over. Like that, a little bit higher elevation because now we're working higher on the head shape. So if I'm all the way down here and I'm pulling from all the way up there, it's going to be heavier. So I want it to be lighter. So what I do is I elevate it and I still work that short to long line through it, short to long, because I've got my baseline length, so I'm good with that. So I just work it through that way, and then I go through 25% cutting side, slide it, 25% cutting side, and then slide it. Do one more here. There we go. And then the last section on the top. All right. This. Comb it over. Come here, guy. So I get it there, and then 100% cutting side through it. Elevation is high. And then 25% cutting side from below mid shaft to ends twice. So now we've got our overall shape, right? Working through this cut. It's still medium length, but it's got that kind of fun layered effect throughout it. Very bob-like effect, medium length. We're even gonna take more of the length off, so I'm gonna blow it dry now. And answer your guys' questions as we go. Too far away, can't see. Just picture it as like a, Dolores, like a real class, right? So you wouldn't be that close to me. We're 6 feet apart anyways, because we're having issues. Because we can't be that close to each other. I'm just kidding. So you can see here, let me show you the shape. So you can see that shape that we built up through the cut and how kind of free this bottom perimeter, which is the length of the haircut that you can see. So now what I want you guys to think about is now I'm going to go through and I'm going to blow it dry, nice and smooth, see that shape for what it is, and then go in with my scissor and cut it some more. All right. The carbon comb is super easy, guys, so it's definitely a great tool to use. All right. So, Mary, nice. All right. Yeah, that's one thing, guys. This is a good tip. Thank you, Mary. If you guys can't see that well, you might be watching it with your device like this. If you're on the live, you can turn your phone like this, and then you'll see it much closer, okay? All right, cool. So let's blow this thing dry. Let's get some music going. Actually, let me put on, yeah, I think this is good. All right. Gonna blow dry. So product choices here. I'm gonna use, let's see. All right, I'm gonna use Defy Damage Protective Shield by Joico. That's product number 1. Ooh. Gotta love that in the slime when like there's product in it, shoots them right in the head. All right. Let's see. I know music is loud, Gene. That's because we're about to blow dry. We're about to really like we're gonna crank it up. I'm gonna turn my mic down a little bit. This is like that moment in the salon where like you turn the blow dryer on and you no longer have to talk to anybody. I'm just kidding. You don't have to make up conversation. You just think about everything else in your life. That's what I'm doing right now. That's what I'm doing. Thinking about the tornado outside. Oh, wrong one. There we go.
Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now. Right now, right now. Get it right now, right now, right now. Get it right now, right now. Get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now.
Like work it, work it. This is where I always feel like I'm in a workout video because I'm sweating and this music is like very poppy.
Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you.
Almost there.
Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now. Get it right now. Right now. Get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now.
All right, so now what I'm gonna do is add in a little bit of heat protectant. So anytime, did I bring that? I did bring it over. Anytime that I am in the salon or talking to any of my clients, so heat protectant, number one thing. So make sure that when I get this about 80% dry, so the first product I put in, Defy Damage Protective Shield, that's a heat protectant for wet hair. Then as I start to get it dry, I like to spray in, this is a thermal protectant from Joico. Joico, it's called Ironclad Protective Spray. Has a very light hold to it, but it's great to spray in the hair as it gets about 80% dry because then then it's protecting the hair at that point. It's also gonna help smooth it out a little bit. So that's kind of where we're at right at this moment, if that makes sense. All right, I'm gonna keep blow drying.
Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now. Right now, get it right now, right now, get it right now, get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now.
So there's a question about can you get this brush? You can get this brush on our shop. So right there, shop FSE, right there. Yes. All right, so we're almost there, almost there. Wait, I love this discussion about the music and what genre it is. What's up, Sharon? All right, almost there, almost there. Hold on, guys. Do you guys like seeing the blow dry? All right. With the Dyson? Why? Thank you, Kathy. Let's hear a little Prince. I can't play regular music. Against the rules. Get a little volume up. Oh, pop her head off. Yeah, copyright. Yes, Jess, I'm feeling much better. Thank you for asking. All right, almost there, almost there. Cool. All right. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Thank you guys for hanging in there with me. Really appreciate it. I think I'm way more impatient with the blow dry than you guys are watching it. Seems like that. All right, so just a little bit of a smoothing iron now to polish these ends, okay? So, fun little tip. Fun little tip is, that's good. Turn down the lighting a little bit. All right, so fun little tip. As I blow dry, I use the Ergo round brush, which is available on our store. So if you guys want it, they're seriously the best brushes I've ever used. So I use those brushes to get the volume at the base, and then I just use the smoothing iron to smooth out the rest of the cut, the ends. The ends, that's what I'm saying. Pretty sure I used a little too much Defy Damage. Went a little crazy on that, I can feel it. So another tip, don't use too much Defy Damage. Sometimes I get a little carried away. And I am going to go through and answer your guys' questions, okay? So don't feel like I'm forgetting about you or anything. I remember. I just want to get through this, and then Q&A will be a lot easier to do. Plus, we'll have the mannequin to kind of work with, too, at that point. I need to show you guys anything. I really picture this style being a little more, like a little wavier style. I think that would look really cool. Again, this color was kind of done to be a little bit more of a center parting. That's why it's kind of heavier on one side. So if you look at this in the center, it kind of falls underneath a little bit more. You'll be able to see it. I'm not going to show you. And this, like, this to me, I don't want it to wave that much. Some of you guys might like that. I like it to be a little, especially around the face. Like, I would even twist this out a little bit. I would kind of go like that. Like that better. Hard to see right now. Let me zoom in. Zoom in, brighten it up. I know I'm in the way of the light. Okay. So we're going to do some more cutting now to really finalize the look. But I'm going to twist her so you can see the back. So you can kind of see this buildup of bob, right? Some longer pieces coming over. That's part of the razor cutting. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my scissor. I'm actually going to grab the puffin because I love using that one on the dry hair. Let me see. Pay no attention to the man behind the wall. Okay, I'm back. All right, so still going to use my wide tooth comb because we're cutting dry hair now, and I like to use a wide tooth comb on dry hair. I'm going to use the tease cutting technique, which I've talked about quite often. So this is the Puffin scissor, Mizutani Puffin, also available on our shop. Great thing about this scissor is it's a dry cutting like only scissor. So it's got a fat blade, which gives it a ton of power. And it also has more slip to the blade than a regular precision scissor, so you don't get it caught in the hair. I like using a dry cutting scissor because if you use your regular scissor on dry cutting, what's going to happen is it'll dull it quicker. So I'm going to go through half open, half close of the scissor and just work that line. So I'll do that a little bit slower for you guys. So I bring my section out. I can see that overhang of hair. I come up and I close like that. And then I open. And then I come up and I close. So, and then as I get into this longer hair, I half close and pull the hair down just like that. So I'm half closing into it. And then what you'll see is we start to create a really nice buildup of weight and bevel in this haircut. So I'm gonna do the same thing here. Over direct everything back, find, and just lighten up the shape, not really cutting a ton every time. If there's not much to cut, then you don't cut. If there is a lot to cut, then you cut it. So, what I mean by that is when you look at this section here and I bring this back, there's quite a bit to cut, right? So I'll grab a little bit of hair. I'm going to scoop underneath the hair like this, come out, and then just cut up and underneath. Like that. And now, if you don't know how to do that and you don't want to learn that, you could also, couple things, you could do it with the razor, maybe with like a carving comb. So we take the carving comb and I bring it back just like this. And then I see that little bit and I just go through and I carve it off. That's it. Pretty simple. So you can decide which technique works best for you. The great thing about the carving comb compared to other razors is that the blade is thicker. So it cuts more like a scissor against hair, especially on dry hair. than a typical razor does, because it's got a nice thickness to it. So see that length? So now what I'm going to do is you could go in with your scissor and cut, see this perimeter hair here? Or you can go in with your razor. So now I'm going to hold the hair like this, and I'm actually going to go in 100% cutting side, and I'm going to pinch cut my length. So you can start to see how that bevels in like that. Some of this has a little curl to it, so you got to be careful how you're cutting and what you're cutting, the length. If you wanted to smooth that out a little bit more, you could. For me, I'm just going to feather into it a little bit. I don't want to really change that length too much. I like that length. So I can just dust over it. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side here. So 100% cutting side through it, just like that. And then some of this stuff that looks a little heavy, like I can just soften it a little bit with the blade. Lift the hair up. Really love some of these disconnections, but you don't want all of them in there. So definitely a long grown out bob here. And then in the face, in the front here, I want to do a couple things. Probably going to go scissor with this part. I do want to leave these pieces in the front long because we put that color in there. So I don't want to mess with that, but I do want to do a little bit of slide cutting. So let me turn her so you guys can see there. So I'll comb this hair down, and I'll just slide into the bob just a little bit, just to take out a little more weight on this, but leave that length popped right in the front. So same thing on this side. Want to go in half open, half closed. So just like this, sliding through. But I don't cut that front piece. I want that front piece. All right. So last little bit, style it up a little more. Some of these pieces just kind of twisting out, away from the face. This piece. Nope. All right, cool. I love seeing it. Love seeing all the comments. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, guys. Come in here. Twist it out. I don't even think it looks very good yet, but appreciate it, guys. Oh, that piece is like a middle. I'm gonna say that. Smoothing out some of it. This blonde piece is literally like anybody that has like multiple children, that one child that just gives you such a hard time. Not that anyone has favorites, but all right. I'm gonna do a little texture spray now. You know, I've loaded this thing with product already. Little Joico Beach Shake. Little texture. It's getting there, right? It's getting there. This is what you guys don't see when I do the videos. I spend a good amount of time trying to get that last little twirl around shot. This is that hairspray that'll stop a bird in flight. That's looking cool. It's right here. I would totally spray that in her eyes. But she doesn't have eyes. In the salon, I would go like this. All right. Better. Shape. What do you guys think? Silence. What do you guys think? I know. I hear you. I hear you. Oh.
Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now.
All right.
Get it right now.
Thanks, Jasmine.
Yeah, push all the limits with you right now.
Gina, thanks.
Gotta get it right now.
Thanks, Lynn.
Push all the limits with you right
Thank you, Joy.
now. Gotta get it right now.
Teresa, thank you.
Push all the limits with you right now.
Thank you so much. Oh, he knows. What does he know? All right, awesome. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate that. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Wendell. Thank you so much. Oh, you guys are awesome. All right, cool. So let's do this. Thank you. Let's do this. Q&A. So if you have a question, actually, and I'm going to go over the color real quick too. So let me back out. Bam. Turn down the sun. All right. Come back to me. Okay. All right. So Q&A real quick. Want to go through it. If you guys have a question, type Q, then put your question. Q, then the question. I'm going to go back through and see what I can find from the rest of you guys. Where are you located? So, all right. So I'll go back to that. I'm going to go up a little ways. Did I miss the exciting surprise thing you had? You said you were going to tell us. So Jess, great question. Still not ready to tell you guys yet. Had great meetings yesterday. And Jess, what I would say is that this does involve your area. It is still not buying a carving comb or anything like that. Still working on that. But it's something else that I think would be really fun, interactive for all of us. So we'll see. But I'm working out all the territories right now is really what it is. Actually, you know what? I want to know, would you guys be interested in this? My thought is that I'm trying to launch a worldwide classes. So hands-on. So basically I'm working with Pivot Point right now to figure out territories. I'm just telling you guys, I don't care. We're working on, we don't know the price of it yet, but here's the thing. So you guys would be able to take the class with me live from the comfort of your own place, but we would ship you your own mannequin and then we would do hands-on together. It would obviously cost money. So, but would it be something that you guys would be interested in? Would you want to do it? If so, just say you would. Maybe I'm trying to think how we could separate the comments. Just say, I'd love the class, or I'd love to take a hands-on class virtually or something like that. But that is the focus. That's the goal coming up, is to be able to do that with you guys. So I can't wait to see the comments. I can't see them yet because I'm all the way up here in your questions. So Jess, that answers your question, hopefully. Where in PA are you, Matt? It's in New Hope, PA. So funny, my mouse is not working. All right, so it's in New Hope, PA. So if you want to look that up, I don't take new clients, just so everybody's aware. I only take my existing clients because I create these videos every day, which takes up a lot of my time. And I honestly, at this point in my life, really just love educating and teaching. It's my passion, and I just want to be excited to go to work every day. So that's what I do. Not gonna lie, that was a lot of defy damage. Did you say that? So did you think that prior to me saying that I used too much, or because that's hilarious if that's the case? That was a lot. It was way too much. I think I was talking and pumping at the same time. Love the whole look. Thanks so much. All right, cool. Let's see. You see my question over on the FSE app about the head sheet for the partings on the hair color. It's a great question, Jess. I didn't see that question yet, but I will take a look. And I should post. I should start posting head sheets on the app. I think that would be cool. So let me figure that out for sure. All right. See, when you woke up this way, t-shirts be back in stock. Gene, I'm actually working on it, so we're gonna have new ones out soon. So probably today or tomorrow. So be on the lookout. The other t-shirt is a unisex t-shirt, so they fit really tight and nice. But the women's shirt is out of stock, but we'll get it back up there soon. Thank you guys, everybody that has ordered Woke Up This Way shirts. You guys are the best. That's like the number one compliment. I don't make very much money off of those shirts. So it's not really about that. It's more about just like the respect that you have for watching this show every day and just being a part of it. Makes me really happy. Obviously, if you want to do something like that does give us some money in this place, buying tools, buying carving combs and scissors and brushes and all that stuff is super awesome. And I know some of you guys can't, but we'll figure it out eventually. What comb specifically are you using with the wide tooth dry cutting comb? So that comb, this one, is the YS Park 332 comb. So you can get it on shopfse.com. 332 is the specific one. It comes in a few different colors. I love it because it has the wide teeth, but then it has fine teeth if I need the tension. But when I do dry cutting or curly haircuts, this is my go-to comb for that. Cool. Thank you. Some more people saying they bought some stuff. You guys are awesome. Thank you. I need to work for FSE as a side hustle so I can afford everything in the store. Hey, Ashley, you put things out there. That's how it works. What kind of tripod are you using? Denise, good to see you. These are all pivot point tripods. So I love pivot point. The quality of the stuff that they make is so good. And it's a swivel head, which is, I think they're the only ones that have that I've found. So especially being an educator or just being able to like work and then move it and cut, it's expensive. I think it's over $200 per tripod, but it'll last a very, very, very long time if you take care of it. And it's heavy, which I like because when I'm blow drying, you could see that the head popped off once or twice, but the tripod doesn't lift off the ground, which is kind of nice. All right. Good questions. I like the edginess of the neck without the trim up. Is that crazy? Beth, that's not crazy at all. Everybody has their own taste. Everybody likes different styles. I like that too. Just for me, it's mostly in the back. So I didn't really touch the front because I love that pieciness and that texture and that edginess, like you were saying. But the back, I just like how it kind of builds up that shape. And it really shows off the shape that we cut. That's my personal preference. You can like whatever you want, and really it doesn't matter what either of us like. it fully matters what the client wants, right? So, so depending on what my client was looking for, I could leave it as well. Somebody said work it, Matt. I don't know why. What we were doing in that moment, but that's hilarious. Wish I lived in PA. Thanks so much, Gene. How can I watch the cut? So Lisa, if you're just tuning in, hopefully you're still on here. If you want to watch this cut back, you can watch it on right here on Facebook, YouTube, or if you're a hairdresser, download the app. If you're not a hairdresser, you can watch it on here or YouTube or whatever. What is your flat iron? That's the Paul Mitchell. Where is it? Oh, it's over here. Paul Mitchell Express Ion Style. This was a limited edition. That's why it's this color. It's amazing to me how many limited edition things they come out with, but but just look up the Express Ion Style Plus, and you'll be able to find that iron specifically. Maybe not that color, but you'll be able to find the iron. Okay. Great questions, guys. You guys are awesome. Not gonna lie, I have favorites. Oh, we're talking about the children. Nice. Matt, what would you charge? So if I do take a new client, my haircuts are $100 at this point. But again, I don't take new clients. But that's kind of how it goes. Somebody asked if I taught my wife how to cut hair. She doesn't cut hair, but she is really good at coloring hair. So we team up every once in a while. She doesn't have a license, but she's been for 16 years. We've been in the hair business together since we met, and so she's gotten really good at coloring hair. She just doesn't do it for a living, but she does it. We do it together a lot, and it's fun. Tell her to smile. Talking to the mannequin? Totally worth staying awake for. Thanks, Jess. All right, let's see where we're at. Sheer recommendation, Tiffany. So it depends on what you're looking for, right? So I did a whole video actually. If you look on our YouTube channel, and you're on our YouTube channel now. So when this is over, go to 2 videos ago. I did a whole podcast live on Friday that went through all my shear collection, and it'll talk about all my favorites. If I had to tell you right now, Matt Beck Scissor V1 obviously is my favorite because we designed it from the handle up, and Mizutani produced it. And I just basically combined all my favorite Mizutani scissors into one. So that is definitely my favorite. And then the Mizutani Puffin is my favorite dry cutting scissor. We also have a payment plan on our website. So if you guys are looking for scissors, you just have to put 50% down, and then you can break it up over a few payments to do the rest. So that's a pretty cool feature that we have now as well. Joy, good question. What hair types wouldn't you work a razor through? Damaged hair, I would not put a razor in, just because I also wouldn't do slide cutting with a scissor in damaged hair either. So I treat razor cutting just like dry hair cutting, because I believe if you're using a tool like the carving comb, something with a really firm blade to it, you can cut the hair and it's just as sharp as using a scissor. Now, but if they have damaged hair, I would stick to blunt cutting to try to get that edge, to try to get that haircut looking clean, and then I would go in. But that also depends, because some people have damaged hair and they kind of embrace it. They have shorter hair and it's bleached or whatever, and they like that jagged edge, so maybe I would go in with a razor on that. It depends. It really depends on the client, but I'm not afraid of a razor doing more damage than a scissor if we're talking about texturizing. If we're talking about blunt cutting, then obviously you get a different edge with a scissor. When you were drying her hair, would you have to in a different way? Jasmine, I'm not sure I understand your question. When you were drying her hair, would you have to it a different way? I'm not sure. I don't understand the question. You could blow dry it a different way, but I'm not sure if that's what you're asking. What is the hairstyle called so I can tell my stylist? See, this is a great way of what stylists need to understand when they put themselves out there. Like, people watch this show or watch videos, and they're not hairdressers, but they watch it for inspiration, and then they kind of think about the way that they can explain it to their stylist of what they want, and then they want to figure out what the haircut's called, so then they can ask their stylist. No, most people are not watching this thinking, I want to try this on myself or get my husband to try it, which would just be hilarious. Please video it. But that's, so this is a long bob, and you could even say like a long textured bob. Maybe not even, just if you Google long textured bob, you'll see a bunch of different photos. Pick your favorite photos. This is my recommendation to anybody out there who is not a hairdresser that's looking to explain to their hairdresser something. Pick 5 photos at least of what you like. And then even if it's just the front of this one I like, the back of this one I like, and then that gives us such a better idea than somebody trying to explain something. Because I could say long textured bob to somebody and they could cut it 4 inches shorter than this, right? So some people's thought of what is long and what is short are totally different. So just make sure that you're careful with pictures are best. Blow dryer and flat iron brands, please. So I like, so I was using the Samvia blow dryer, and I know Jess was like, I like seeing the Dyson. I forgot I had this, and we used my Dyson in the salon the other day, and I didn't have it in this room. So I went to grab a blow dryer yesterday, and I got this thing back out again, and I tried it, and I was like, you know what? I love this thing. It's super powerful. It's very loud compared to the Dyson. That's why I kind of like had to turn my mic down when I was doing it. But I love the power of it, and just it's lightweight. It's got a nice grip to it. Like Sam really puts a lot of thought into his tools, which I love. So like when I'm holding this, a lot of blow dryers just would have been pretty much smooth around it. And if I have product in my hand, it doesn't work. He actually has like an edge grip on this dryer. So when I put my hand around it, I got a good grip on it. And I don't like a super long nozzle. So this, I feel nice and tight to it. I really could even do without a handle on a blow dryer for me personally, because I hold the nozzle, even with the Dyson I do. So shout out to Samvia on this. I love Samvia, and also his tools are great. And the irons, Paul Mitchell irons are pretty much what I use at this moment. I've always had good stuff with that. Okay, so we're at the hands-on comments now. So love to take the class. Awesome. Blanca, love that. Sandy, thank you. Jess Mika, thank you. Zelda, best name award for today. Good job. Best name. Adrian, awesome. Sharon, awesome. Depends if I'm back to work. Well, if you're back to work, Kathy, and we do it on a day that maybe you're not working, maybe that would be good, right? Kristen, awesome. Very cool. Here's the idea, kind of came from my son who plays lacrosse. He's been, because of this quarantine, he's actually been doing some like, not hands-on, but like out in the yard, and we're literally following him with the laptop, and somebody's coaching him. So I just found it really cool, and I find it interesting. And if I could have a class and I can see all of you guys cutting hair, and I can literally adjust all of you guys and see how it works, I would love it for the whole future of it. Honestly, I would do it after the fact that this pandemic is over, because it's hard for you guys, for me to get to Australia, or for Australia to get to me, right? So being able to connect all of you guys. So I'm just trying to figure out how many we can get in. All right, cool. Come to Rhode Island. See, Sharon, that's the tough part. Like, especially with now and the way things are, it's hard. I don't know when we're going anywhere, but hopefully we can do the online virtual classes. It'll be really fun. Is this technique the same for super curly hair? It's similar. So good question. There we go. This technique is similar. on curly hair, but you got to imagine this shape would be here, right? So what I would do is maybe layer it a little bit more to create the angles. This length would be shrunk up too, so it would be sitting more like, it would be sitting kind of like this and up and over. So just think about the formation of the hair and how you would make those adjustments. But I would probably be putting a little bit different elevation on it because I wouldn't want it to expand out here too much, and then go in and cut it. I'll actually try to do this kind of haircut on curly hair soon. I will try to post the head sheets for sure. What is the brand of your blow dryer flat iron? So Nina, I think we got that question. Awesome. What shears do you use? I use all Mizutani shears. You can get them on Shop FSE right there, shopfse.com. Yes, please. I'd appreciate it so much. Also, I'd totally love to buy the t-shirt and tools if I could. Jess, we're going to figure it out. Even if it's just for you, we'll figure it out. 338. So Christina's on here live now. 338 is nice too. We are running low on 332. Awesome. So, thanks, Chris. That's good. So I don't have a 338 with me, but it's a wide tooth version. So if you go on and there's no 332, it takes us a while to get these things. So if you go on there and there's no 332 available, then 338 is basically this comb, but then it has wide teeth at the bottom. So it's not this wide at the bottom, but it's wider than this. So 338 is a good comb. Good tip. See, she knows a lot. She's so smart. Any word on when the t-shirts are shipping out? So Denise, they print to order from a company in LA. So they're probably shipping out any day now, and then they arrive within like a few days. So the shirts do take a little bit longer. So those guys that do order shirts, it takes just a little bit longer to get them, but you're so cool for getting them. Awesome. Very cool. Oh, Carly and Danielle in here? I didn't see them. I skip over people that don't have Q in front of their thing, though, so maybe that's why I didn't see. I miss Carly and Danielle, too. They work here, and... Oh, here's Carly. Not sure if my comment was posted earlier. Wi-Fi isn't working, but I was able to watch the whole thing. Thanks, Carly. Danielle. Oh. Some salon gratitude love. Let's see. Any other questions? I'm looking through here. Some salon management tips and tricks. That's going to be, so we got podcasts coming up where I sit down and kind of go over, we can answer some of these questions. Monica, what I would recommend is put together specific questions. And then when I do that podcast, you can come in or you can come in on that and do it. Affordable. Thanks, Gene. Appreciate that. That's a cheap haircut. Hey, you know, value. That's what we're bringing in. What do you think of a steam iron? Not a fan, just because of the thought of it. Moisture and heat and hair. That to me, like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I feel like steam opens the cuticle. So like I just don't, for me, I feel like adding heat to an open cuticle, like I like to smooth it with a blow dryer as much as possible first, get that cuticle laying down, and then just polish it lightly with an iron. I feel like that's just a little too much. That's just my opinion, though. I don't know the facts, but that's what I would think. Products for gray hair. Zelda, depends on what the gray hair is all about. So color, what are you trying to do with it? Payment plan, yes. So we have payment plans on our scissors, all the Mizutani scissors on there, payment plans. Great question. How did you go about opening your salon? So I worked in the salon prior to buying it. So I had about 3 years into it. the owner wasn't living in this area anymore, and me and my wife had the opportunity to purchase it from him. So we got a loan and bought the salon from him, and started the salon with $0. Like literally had nothing, not very much money at all. Went to IKEA, spent the little bit of money that we had on mirrors and shelves, came, painted the place, and opened it back up, and we've now owned it for 15 years? No. 2008. Since 2008. So about 12 years. 2009 probably. 11 years. Could we have a class on building a clientele? I think that'd be great. So this is cool. Maybe tomorrow we do a podcast and talk about some salon business stuff. I feel like that would be awesome. Or maybe I'll do this class and then I'll do another podcast later, because I would like to go over that stuff with you guys for sure. Oh, all right. Jasmine got the question out. So sorry, I meant to ask if the hair was curly, would you need to blow dry it differently? Yes. So if this was a curly style and I cut it, I would diffuse it with a diffuser, build it up a little bit, and then go in and do some of those dry cutting techniques on it as well. How do you feel about long bangs for the front? I like looser texture in front. Thoughts? I think a long bang would actually be pretty nice. For me, I kind of pictured this style being curly. So when I put the color in, I thought about it waving off of the face. When we started the class, everybody wanted to see a side parting, so I'm totally cool with that. It doesn't matter to me. I'd rather give you guys what you're looking for. So, but you could definitely put just a long fringe in there. It would lay really nice. See, when picking photos, they always pick someone with totally different hair type than theirs. You're right, they do, but that's okay, because it still gives us an idea, in my opinion. It still gives us an idea of what they're looking for, and then from that, I can educate them on what their hair type is like and what the person in the picture's hair type is like, so I can tell them the difference. Sam Villa is the shiznit. Yes, correct. How many volts is the blow dryer? Oh, how many volts is the blow dryer? So I don't know. Yes, I do know. So it's 110 to 125 volts and 1350 to 1750 watts. I do not play Zelda in my spare time. I don't play video games at all, actually. It's not my my cup of tea. All right. Any other? What are you looking for when you see that you need to use slide cutting? So I look for weight. So if it seems a little bit more dense in an area, so like if I'm looking at this head of hair here, and I'll kind of pick it up and lift it, and like I did a lot of slide cutting here, but I see a little extra weight or length popping there, like then that I might go in and be like, you know what, I just want to do a little slide cut there to remove it. And that'll pop out a little bit of that weight. So like that's what I look for. So I kind of pop the hair with my hand. I look for where it moves and it seems a little heavy, and then I'll slide cut through it. Rosanie's saying, I have that 338 comb. That's right. Okay, we answered that one. So, Jess, that's the cool part. So, Pivot Point said that they have a distributor in Australia. So, that's kind of the stuff that we're working out. People are saying hi to Christina. So, that's kind of the stuff that people are working out now, is we're trying to figure out where distributors are located and how they can get the mannequin. I'll probably also have a price for if you already have a mannequin and you're fine with it, if you can purchase your own, because not everybody will we be able to ship to. And not everybody wants to necessarily cut along with it, but maybe they just want to be able to have that one-on-one, face-to-face Q&A. That would be fine too. Yeah, we have payment plans, and Canadians can take advantage of that as well. We sell to Canada and the US right now. Okay. I'm almost caught up with your comments. All right, cool. We're caught up. All right. Perfect. All right, cool, guys. So definitely think that we had a good class today. What did you guys think? Did you enjoy it? Hopefully I got to your question. That's the goal of this whole thing, is obviously to do a cut, to have that plan kind of go into it, but then be able to answer any of your guys' questions afterwards and really just kind of break things down. Hopefully you guys made some new friends in the chat today. I really appreciate you guys being a part of the Free Salon Education community. I want you guys to go check out our app. So here is a little preview of the app, what it's all about. So check it out. Here it is. So thank you guys so much. Go download FSE Now. FSE Now is the app. Hope you guys, I want to see you guys on the community. If you post in there, the coolest part is we have stylist to stylist communication in there now. Let me see if I can get it opened up. So right here, this is our app. So all of the previous classes, upcoming classes, you can see videos that we've created. Also, here's the community. You guys always posting, beautiful work in there. I get to see it, like it, share it, and really just connect as a community, become tighter as a community as well. So thank you guys so much for being a part of FSE. Also, make sure that you text me so I can send you guys text alerts when we go live. So 215-608-2612. 215-608-2612. Just text hi, and then I'll have your information. And as soon as I have your information, I can text you whenever I do something so you guys can be a part of it. And also remember, shop FSE, shopfse.com. If you guys want to purchase any tools, anything you saw in this video today, you can get on the shop if you're in the United States or Canada, and hopefully more places to come. And that is pretty much it. So thank you guys. Thank you. There goes my camera. It's a good time to just say goodbye. What do we say at the end of the show? It's going to be a great day, guys. Enjoy your day. Thanks so much. See you guys.
Chop it, clip it, spray it, flip it. I woke up this way. It's gonna be a great day. Chop it, clip it, spray it, flip it. Let me show you the way. It's gonna be a great day. Chop it, clip it, spray it.
Lori,
flip
next
it.
time. Next time.
I woke up this way.
Thank you so much.
It's gonna be a great day. Chop it, clip it, spray it, flip it.
See you tomorrow, guys.